All right, shalom, shalom, giving all praises and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah HaKadosh, and double honors to all the apostles, all the bishops, a great millstone running there's truth from, and peace and mercy, the hopeful elect that is pushing word all four corners to the sincerity. And the brother Kawan Gabar coming back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the house of David. And Lord's willing to edifying video, and just going back to the basics, man. The milk scriptures are really, really beautiful, more powerful, because we know we're at the end of this age and time. So let's start off with 2nd Ezra 6 and 7 through 9. It says, Then Esau then answered I and said, What shall be the part in the center of the times, or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hands held first the heel of Esau. Right? That's going back to Genesis. Right? Let's go to Genesis, the beginning. That's what Genesis means, the beginning. Genesis 25. And let's start at the 19th verse. And it says, And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. And Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he begot Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan, the sister of Lebanon, the Syrian. Right? And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. That means she was pregnant. And the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh said, was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Right? This is the point. This is the beginning. This is the two main characters in the Bible. Right? As for fighting for what? A birthright. Right? And it says, and when Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, you see how the Lord has an order. The woman didn't, the man goes to the Lord. He prays to the Lord, and he's talking to an angel, and the angel sends the prayers up to the Lord, right? So Isaac is talking to an angel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? Right? So she's asking the angel, right? Now she's asking the angel. And she went and inquired of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. The 2 nations mean 2 nationalities, right? And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. This is where I want to get, right? We know the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans are the most strongest people on the planet because we're the Lord's children. We're Yahweh's Bahashem Yahshai's children, right? And the elder shall serve the younger, right? Let's see who comes out first. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, and behold, there were twins in her womb, Salakia. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right? So as we know, Esau Edom's a self-proclaimed white man. When you go out in the sun, what color does he turn? Red, right? Because he has no melanin. That's the problem. That's the whole get up. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. This is physical. And his name was called Jacob, means supplanter. And Isaac was 3 score years old. That means he was 33 when she was barren, right? So now let's go back to 2nd Ezra. Now, because the Most High Isaac gave Esau, let's go back to Genesis 27, right? Let's go back to Genesis 27 and 38 through 41. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. It means, as you know, Shalakia, I'm about to sneeze. Call y'all Bashim Shah that you let it go. So let's get back to it. And as you know, when they get in trouble, they cry. They want people to feel sorry for them. But they're the most evil people on the planet. So because Esau Edom, he doesn't play fair, right? But he said, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. So that means he has the whole entire earth, the whole entire earth, even space. That's why he has space satellites in space. For what? To keep an eye on Yahweh Shai, the angels that come on ships, chariots, clouds, as you guys call them, UFOs. They're called chariots of the Lord, right? And to keep an eye on the Lord, the Lord's return, and to keep an eye on everyone else, right? And it says, and by that sword shall thou live. And so what is the modern day sword? Is the gun, is the sword, is any killing instrument, and that's what he's done throughout the whole earth since he's been back he started off with the Greeks, with Alexander the Great, Alexander the Creep and his 4 generals, right? Then then he came as the Romans. Then the Lord took him down for a little season, and now he came back as the Americans, the same people, from the Greeks to the Romans to the Babylon the Great, the Americans, right? And it says, and by that sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off his neck. That happened in this kingdom, in this modern day kingdom. We were in slavery back since 1620, all the way to 18th century, which is like 1700s. That's why you got what is that? The independent, July 4th, 1776, when they broke off from the French, the Spanish, the 3 wars, right? And they broke off it says, let's read it again. It says, and by that sword shall thou live. And he's been going through the whole earth with the sword, right? And the modern day sword is a gun any killing instrument. And how's he been doing that? By his military, right? And it says, and by that sword shalt thou live, thou shalt serve thy brother, and shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off his neck. He did that back in the early 1700s, 1800s. But now our people still mentally have a yoke upon their neck because they're not free, but the elect is free, right? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And he's been doing that ever since. He's been doing that ever since. Right? And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she went and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, possesses to kill thee. So he's been killing us ever since. But the Lord's hand is on Jacob. These so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, which his name was turned to Israel, because of he was fought for it with an angel for 24 hours, right? So let's go back to Second Ezra, 6 and 8 again. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. We're at the last leg of Esau, man. Everything is happening at this very same time. Everything is everything. Because this is the Lord's story, and the elect is telling the story of the Lord to his people, whether they're here or whether they're forebear. But who are we talking to? Who we speaking to? We're speaking to the elect. The elect is going to hear the new song, right? This is verse 9 again. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth. Let's get Isaiah 14. Let's get Isaiah 14. This is Isaiah 14 and 1 and 2. And it says, for the Lord will have mercy upon Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. It's talking about the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, right? And it says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. Ding, 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 ding. We're not in our own land. We were sent over here for punishment. Here in the western part of the whole world. That's why we're not in our land, because of 70 AD, because we went off. We rejected the Lord. The Lord said, I will send you on ships. How do we get over here? On cargo slave ships, right? And I will set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Who are the strangers? The strangers are the Israelite foreigners. They didn't know the Gentiles. They think they're still African American. They still think they're black. They still think they're Mexican. They still think they're Puerto Rican. They still think they're Native American. But no, you're an Israelite. If your forefather, if your grandfather, your great-grandfather goes back to the line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you're an Israelite. Doesn't matter what color skin you have. Because the Lord said, I will, what did he say? Verse 1 again, it says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. So the Lord is going to set us in our own land. That means he's going to buy us back, redeem. He's going to redeem us, right? Deuteronomy 28:68, when he says, no man shall buy you. You look up that word buy, it means to redeem. No man shall redeem you. Only your brother of your own nation. That's back in our history. But who's going to redeem us? Our big brother, our husband. The bride, the groom, the bridegroom, Yahweh Shai, right? And it says, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Because we were scattered, our curse, the Lord put a curse on us. He scattered us to the four corners of the earth. That's why our nation is jacked up. That's why our nations look like the other nations, look like heathens. But no, they're not heathens, they're Israelites. It doesn't matter what color you look like, what eyes you have, what color hair you have, what eyes you have. Right? It's all about the spirit. Because Yahweh Shemel Shai is a man of spirits, father of spirits. Right? And the people shall take them and bring them in their own, to their place. To what place? To their land, right? The land of Israel. Because those rats in our land are not the Israelites. They're Hebrew Edomites, the Amalek, the first first grandson of Esau, right? And it says, and the people shall take them and bring them into their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Remember that movie Trading Places? Back in the 80s, 84, 83, 84, with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. That's a depiction. The Lord gave us a vision where we were on the bottom. Jake was on the bottom. Eddie Murphy represented Jacob, and Dan Aykroyd represents Edom, Esau, right? And you go ahead and watch that movie if you've never watched it. It's a good movie to watch. And it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest for thy sorrow and for thy fear from the hard bondage wherein thou hast made to serve. So the Lord is about to come redeem us, redeem us out of here, man. We just have to hold on. We just have to hold fast, right? We just have to hold on for a little bit longer. Lord's willing, we are able to endure all hardness as a good soldier until the end, right? And it says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. It's talking about not the old Babylon. Old Babylon, but it's talking about the new Babylon. It's talking about this place, America, right? Thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city cease, right? The golden city, because everyone came over here and waxed rich off of our people, man. Right? Verse 6, verse 5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Right? Talking about broken their kingdoms, broken their rulerships. Right? He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, a perpetual hatred, right? Isaiah 35 or Ezekiel. Let's grab it, man. Let's just grab it. I think it's Isaiah 35. No, Ezekiel 35, I believe, or Jeremiah. I always get that mixed up. Salakia. Right here. Verse 1, it says, moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Mount Seir is where? Back in Georgia, Russia, right? And it says, and it's talking about a group of people, the Edomites. And say unto, thus saith the Lord Yahweh in power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. See, the Lord is against one. He's against a nation of people. He hates an Esau. I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee. Who's the hand of the Lord? Yahweh Shai, right? And I will make thee most desolate. Right? And it says, I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast a perpetual. This is the point, right? This is the point right here. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and shedded the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end, right? Back, it goes all the way back to slavery, right? When they took the yoke of the iron of our neck, they still had it out for us, right? Perpetual means forever, endless, right? Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, I will prepare unto you blood, and blood shall pursue thee, sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So now the tables are turning. The Lord is about to pursue Esau with blood, because he shedded the blood right here, right? Verse 5 again, because thou hast had perpetual hatred, and has shedded the blood of the children, has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. And we're still getting killed down by this day. In 2022, we're still getting gunned down, shot down, killed, because the Lord put a curse on us to be killed by this man. The Lord used Esau as his own whipping stick to whoop our ass, to kill us, to do what the Lord wanted to do with us by him. But Esau doesn't know that just because the Lord allowed Esau to kill us, right? Esau's about to get murdered, about to get the same thing happen to him, right? Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare unto thee. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? So let's go back to Isaiah 14 and 21. And it reads, it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, right? For the iniquity of their fathers, Esau, Amalek, right? Prepare slaughter for their children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So when you hear you hear Edomite say, "Oh, I wasn't there." Yes, you were. Reincarnation. You were back then. You're back now, here today. So we're about to do the same thing to you as you did to us. The Lord said, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So the iniquity of their fathers. So you're not going to get, it doesn't matter. We had to go through it. We had to suffer because of the iniquity of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? So, hey, the same thing. It's only fair. The Lord he's a perfect balance, right? It says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So, hey, the Lord has a time, a place, a moment, right? Let's go to Job 14:5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the months are in. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? He cannot pass he cannot pass what the Lord has ordained him to rule. Right? So let's get to it, man. Let's get Revelations, man. Revelations 13, 9, and 10, and 18, 6. Revelations 18 and 6. And it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So we're patiently waiting. The elect is patiently waiting. Lord willing, we're of the elect. We're patiently waiting for this to happen because we want this to happen. We cannot wait for this to happen because we want them to go. We want to do what they did to us in double. Let's get that. Revelations 18. Verse 5, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. It's talking about Babylon the Great. It's talking about the king of Babylon, the Edomites, the rulers. The rulers is not talking about, we know it's all Edom, but it's talking about the top bankers, the top elites, the central bankers, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, the Gettys. The list goes on and on. Right? Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works. In the cup which she had filled, fill to her double. That's talking about 1,000 years. So they're going to be in the kingdom of heaven, our kingdom of heaven, because this is their kingdom. There's a saying in the world where a black man's hell is, a white man's heaven is a black man's hell. And, so, hey, continue to fight. This is getting ready to happen. It's happening now. It already happened in the spirit. So reward her double. We're going to reward her double in righteousness. But we're going to kick her fucking ass, man. We're going to kick his ass, man. So with that, I'm giving all praises and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKadosh. And double honors to the apostles, other bishops, a great millstone where there's truth from. And peace and mercy to hopeful like Shalom, DTA, Abba, Kwama, Shalom.